Hello everyone, Lindsay here. January 3rd, lesson 3, the third lesson I learned from 2020. So if you've been following the past couple of days, the intention for the next 20 days is just to contemplate one lesson that you've learned from the year 2020. The beginning of January is a beautiful time to get quiet and still, go inward and really take this time for deep reflection. A lot of us like to hit the ground running after an extraordinarily stressful and busy year, a busy month of December. But, many of us are already running on fumes. So why not take the first month to go in, restore yourself, reflect, and pull from that reflection some beautiful gems, some things that you actually learned and would never trade in from 2020. And so the third thing that I learned from 2020, it's a big one, and it's one that I've been learning, for such a long time. And I'll probably be learning this one until the day I die, but it is control your mind, control my mind, or negativity will. Control my mind or negativity will. If we are not diligent in paying attention to our thoughts, there's a tendency for them to go towards the negative. Very few of us have been conditioned to see the beauty and the positive aspects of any circumstances first. Usually we see what is wrong first. And it's just a wiring of our brain. Our brains are wired for survival, so we're always on the lookout for any danger. But we're also in control of our mind. So we need to make sure that we're being diligent and paying attention to our thoughts. And it's not about ignoring the situation that's at hand, but it's being able to look at that from a place of steadiness, a place of perspective, and not get overwhelmed in the mind's stories of fear. And I think we saw a lot of that. I mean, I felt it too, but it was this, as I've said from the first lesson that I learned, is these practices work. Like, okay, I'm feeling fear. Is this fear real? Am I actually in physical danger right now? And then most of the time, during COVID, there's a lot of fear around being physically in danger. But a lot of times what happens is that the mind makes the situation far worse than it is. So what we need to do is to keep coming back to these practices that make us steady and calm, and so that we can really discern for ourselves what is real and what is not real, and not letting the mind create a story that keeps us perpetuating in just this spin of fear, negativity, anger. There's a lot of anger and frustration and resentment that came up in 2020, and it's not to say that it wasn't justified. I think we need to feel into a lot of these old emotions and patterns that have been stored in us, so that we can actually start to process them. But what I'm saying is, don't keep spinning in the negative over and over again. Okay, what is the lesson? What do I need to learn about this moment? And then just let the fear just take a back seat. It's always going to be with you, but just don't let it drive your car, okay? You're in charge. And the fear is just there to give you a little signal, like where you could check in, like, okay, something's coming up on my radar. Do I need to really focus on that or not? Okay, so hopefully you find that helpful. And maybe you can relate to that. But drop comments down below and let me know a lesson that you've learned from 2021, or maybe this lesson resonates with you. And then join me tomorrow on January 4th for the fourth lesson of 2020. Okay, until then, my friends, many blessings.